Were they getting on you guys, trying to fish, or?
No, we were drinking.
We were drinking in the bar.
Yeah, well, I don't see a victim anywhere. They just come over and tell you you gotta stop drinking.
Yeah, they gave us tickets.
Are you? Can you mind? Would you mind being on my video?
No.
Do you mind? Cool. So we're cop watchers, and what they just gave you. Do you know what they just gave you?
It's a citation.
A citation? Did they tell you how much that citation for drinking in public might be?
No, they did not verbally. No.
Okay, so let me ask you a question and kind of follow me along here. There is no victim in this case. It's just you, a perfectly fine human being, sitting here enjoying some alcohol out in public, right? They are making the claim that their anti-public drinking law applies to you. Do you assume it applies to you?
I wouldn't even know the law. Actually.
Well, let's just say that, I mean, there is a law that says that if you're in this Tempe area and you have an open bottle of alcohol, then the law applies to you. However, have you ever seen facts proving that that written instrument actually applies to you?
No.
You just assumed it applies to you. Well, guess what? In court, only facts matter. So you can go there. You have every single right in the world to drink in public. It's a natural right. Just because these politicians put their opinions on a piece of paper, they don't like drinking in public. So they write their English words on a piece of paper. They do a magical voodoo ceremony called voting. And they now turn around and say, that written instrument, you're now obligated to obey it. And they extort money out of you every time you violate that law. It's state-sanctioned extortion.
You know, I got a ticket, which I'm still having to deal with. And I got like 10 hours of community service for it. But I was walking on the train tracks between University and I think it's University of 5th, Ash.
Right.
They're building
So they hit you with trespassing.
the local is that place.
Yeah, the new place that's being built.
Yeah, they hit me with trespassing and.
Was it trespassing on public property?
No,
The train tracks is
on railroad
considered
property.
state property.
So that's public property.
The thing
It's actually
is,
considered the train tracks are actually considered federal property, which means
Either
that,
way,
which
it's
means
state.
that city and state have absolutely no jurisdiction over them.
Well,
The only people that are allowed to mess with them are the actual train
yeah,
police.
like you.
and
Well-
federal police officers, including U.S. Marshals. Other
Right.
than that, no state or city cop is supposed to be allowed to give you a trespassing ticket for being there.
Right, yeah.
I know my federal laws when it
Yeah.
comes to that pretty
Well,
much.
now that you know the federal laws, ask yourself if those laws actually apply to you.
With this ticket, we have a loophole. They dumped out the alcohol and threw the bottle. So they technically don't have a case right there because where's the evidence that we were drinking in the park?
Well, I mean, they.
Let's just waste the state time right now.
Yeah, well, here's what you do. I wouldn't go in there and make claims of any kind in court. I'd go into court. They're making the claim that the law applies to you. Don't make claims. Make them prove their claim with facts, because opinions or assumptions don't matter in court where the rubber meets the road.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
With
Two
no
honest citations.
bottle of alcohol and no bottle and no alcohol. What evidence do they have?
But even if you had alcohol, even if they kept it as evidence, okay, I have alcohol in public. Why are you stealing my alcohol from me? I haven't created a victim. Well, they're saying our law applies to you. You have to say, prove it with facts. How am I obligated to obey your law? Just because you say so? Right? Just because another politician says so, he's just a human being. We can't look at these people like they're rulers. All men are created equal. How did we get to a society where we have rulers extorting subjects, and we're all subjects? How do we get to that? Make them prove their claim that they're rulers over you and their laws actually apply. Give that a shot. If you guys want to check it out and learn more about it, there's an author in Mesa, Arizona named Mark Stevens. He wrote the book Adventures in Legal Land and Government Indicted. He does a show every single Saturday, I believe it is, for 3 hours. MarkStevens.net. Mark Stevens is M-A-R-C. .net, and he'll help you get or defend yourself against the attack from being extorted by the state. So check it out, man. M-A-R-C Stevens.net. Sound good?
Thank you for making them feel as uncomfortable.
That's what we do, man. You don't look at these cops like they're your rulers. Okay, they're all men are created equal. They're out here enforcing their mafioso bosses, politicians' opinions, and applying that to you. Where's the facts proving it actually applies to you? Because if they don't have facts, they haven't confiscated your alcohol; they stole it, right? Biggest gang in the whole world. Look at them like that, because that's exactly what they are, bro.
They sit on the corner just like the fucking niggas in the news. Excuse my language.
No, you're good,
They
bro.
fucking post
I'm a
up
big
on the
fan of
corner
colorful language, so.
all the time. They post up all the time, just like on lock, like pretty much like fucking coke dealers. It's like we're crack dealers actually, because we're gangsters on the street.
Yeah. Well, that ticket right there,
Yeah, they wait for
that citation right there is state-sanctioned extortion. Fight against it. Make them prove their stupid law applies to you as facts. And I'll give you an example. When you go to court, you had alcohol. You were in public, you know that, but you have a natural right to do that. If you're not creating a victim, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. When you're in court, go hold up an unsigned guilty plea in your very first hearing. When the judge says, how do you plead guilty or not guilty? Say, I fully intend to sign this guilty plea. I had alcohol outside, I was drinking it, I'm going to do it again. I'll sign it. Has the prosecution met their burden of proof and supplied your court with facts proving that drinking law applies to me? The judge will get pissed. He may get angry and say something like, rest assured you're in my courtroom, the law applies to you. Objection. Does it apply to me just because you say it applies to me? Or has the prosecution met their burden of proof and supplied your court with the facts proving it applies to me? He doesn't need facts proving it applies to you. Objection. Are you seriously going to allow this man to argue without facts in your court? And if you are, will you remain fair and impartial, which is absolutely your job, and allow me to argue without facts as well? He won't allow you to argue without facts. Case dismissed for lack of evidence. He doesn't have the evidence to prove the law applies to you. And then pick up a bottle of alcohol, sit right there, and start drinking it again. You have a right to do it, man. Just remember, markstevens.net, my friend. Mark Stevens. I'm going to get some fellow anarchists here right here.